Welcome to the Blanco Wellness Podcast. Thank you for being here. Take a breath, settle in, and let's talk today about a shift in how we think about health that sounds simple and turns out to change almost everything. Most people engage with their health reactively. Something goes wrong. The exhaustion becomes impossible to ignore. The sleep deteriorates past the point of functioning. The stress accumulates until the body produces a symptom that demands attention. And at that point, the focus arrives. The effort begins. The problem is treated. And once the acute situation resolves, the attention tends to drift back to everything else until the next signal becomes loud enough to ignore. This is not negligence. It is the natural human response to a system that manages most of its work invisibly until something breaks. But it means that most people spend their health resources on repair rather than on the maintenance that makes repair less necessary. Ayurveda begins from a different premise, one that its practitioners have held for more than 5,000 years, and that modern preventive medicine has been slowly and independently arriving at. The conditions of illness do not appear suddenly. They accumulate through the consistent application of small daily patterns that either support the body's intelligence or gradually erode it. Most significant health problems have a long, quiet history before they announce themselves as problems. The body sends signals throughout that history, usually modest ones that are easy to override: persistent low energy, the quality of sleep shifting, digestion becoming unreliable, moods requiring more effort to manage. Ayurveda describes these early signals as the whispers the body uses before it raises its voice. Learning to hear and respond to the whispers is the essence of preventive wellness. And it is considerably easier than managing the emergency those whispers were trying to prevent. The foundational concept in Ayurvedic prevention is the understanding that the body exists in a state of continuous dynamic balance, not a fixed static equilibrium, but a responsive, constantly self-adjusting relationship between the internal environment and everything that acts upon it from outside. Health is the maintenance of that balance. Disease is what happens when the balance is disrupted significantly enough and for long enough that the body's self-correcting mechanisms can no longer compensate without assistance. And what disrupts the balance is rarely one dramatic event. It is usually the accumulation of small, consistent patterns, the diet that consistently works against one's constitution, the sleep that is consistently insufficient, the chronic stress that is never adequately processed, the pace that never allows genuine recovery. Prevention, in the Ayurvedic understanding, is the ongoing practice of maintaining conditions close enough to balance that disruption never accumulates to a critical point. This is a different orientation from fear-based health management, which is worth naming because the difference matters. Much of contemporary health behavior is driven by anxiety about what might happen: fear of disease, fear of aging, fear of specific diagnoses. Ayurveda approaches the same territory from genuine respect for the body's intelligence and genuine interest in its flourishing. Not, I must do this because something terrible might happen if I don't. But, I choose this because I want to live well, because my body deserves care, because the quality of my daily experience matters to me. This shift, from fear to genuine care, tends to produce more sustainable engagement with health practices over time because it draws from genuine motivation rather than from anxiety that subsides as soon as the immediate threat feels distant. The garden is perhaps the clearest practical model for what preventive wellness actually looks like. A garden tended consistently, watered before it becomes parched, fed before it becomes depleted, given attention before the weeds have taken over, maintains a quality of life that requires relatively modest ongoing effort. A garden neglected until it is in crisis requires significantly more intervention to restore, and even with that intervention, the restoration takes time that consistent maintenance would not have needed. The body works similarly. The investment required to maintain good health through consistent daily attention is almost always smaller than the investment required to recover it after extended neglect. And the quality of life during the maintaining tends to be considerably better than the quality of life during the recovering. What does this look like practically? Ayurveda's answer is deliberately unsexy because the practices that genuinely sustain health across time are almost always ordinary ones done consistently. Waking and sleeping at regular times, so the body's circadian intelligence has stable reference points. Eating in alignment with both the season and the individual constitution, so the digestive system is consistently supported rather than inconsistently surprised. Moving the body daily in whatever form feels genuine, so circulation and lymph flow are maintained. Creating genuine rest, not passive distraction but actual recovery, so the nervous system can complete the restoration it performs during genuine downtime. Managing stress not through suppression, but through processing, movement, breath, genuine quiet, honest conversation, whatever allows the day's accumulated tension to be released rather than banked for the following day. None of these are dramatic. None of them will appear on a list of life-changing wellness revelations. But Ayurveda has always maintained, and everything about the evidence of long-term human health supports, that the extraordinary outcomes in health are almost always produced by the ordinary practices done faithfully over time. The person who has maintained good energy and genuine vitality into their later decades has almost invariably done so through the consistent application of unglamorous basics, not through periodic dramatic interventions. Prevention happens quietly. Its victories are invisible. The illness that never developed, the burnout that never arrived, the depletion that was addressed before it became crisis. These are not nothing. They are, in many cases, everything. As we close today, I want to leave you with one question that Ayurveda has always considered more important than how to treat what has gone wrong. What does genuine care for myself look like today? Not in crisis, not in emergency, but in the ordinary conditions of an ordinary day. What is one thing, small and sustainable, that you could offer your body right now as an investment in your future well-being? The answer is rarely complicated, and the doing of it consistently is where prevention actually lives. Thank you for being here with me today. Until next time, be well.